This is Bangladesh, a country located between India and Myanmar, whose history and geography are both incredibly unique and special. Nowadays, Bangladesh is being discussed everywhere, mainly due to the recent political changes happening there. However, very few people realize that the real reason Bangladesh should be in the spotlight is because of its geography. If I say that Bangladesh is one of the few countries in the world that has been blessed with a naturally rich geography, it wouldn't be wrong. But while this geography makes Bangladesh unique, it also creates several challenges for the country. Bangladesh's location makes it geopolitically important, as it serves as a key player in balancing the power struggle between China and India in Southeast Asia. Bangladesh has some of the most fertile land on Earth, mainly because the Ganges and Brahmaputra, two of South Asia's largest rivers, meet here and form the world's largest river delta before flowing into the Bay of Bengal. Additionally, Bangladesh boasts the world's longest uninterrupted beach, called Cox's Bazar Beach. The minerals carried by these rivers make the soil exceptionally fertile, making Bangladesh's land among the most fertile in the world for agriculture. With access to over 700 rivers and the sea, it was this very geography that once made the Bengal region the wealthiest province in India. Before the arrival of the Europeans, Bengal was a major exporter of silk, cotton, and handicrafts in the 15th century. Bengal's textile industry was renowned worldwide, and 80% of raw silk exported from Asia to Central Asia and Europe came from Bengal via the Silk Route. In the 16th century, when Portuguese explorers first arrived in Bengal, they were astounded by the prosperity they saw. The local handloom industry, arts, and agriculture were so rich that not even Europe at that time had industries or resources on this scale. Realizing they had discovered a golden bird, the Portuguese were quick to exploit Bengal's wealth. By the 16th century, the Portuguese had gained permission from the Mughal Empire to trade in Bengal, particularly in Chittagong, known today as Chattogram. However, the Portuguese soon began to exert more control over Bengal, constructing large warehouses and even engaging in the slave trade, converting many poor Hindu and Muslim families' children to Christianity. This did not sit well with the Mughal Empire, and in 1632, Mughal forces attacked the Portuguese stronghold in Hooghly and succeeded after a 3-month siege, marking the decline of Portuguese influence in Bengal. This marked the entry of the British East India Company. Initially, the East India Company established settlements near Hooghly and gradually made Bengal its main trading center. In 1690, they declared Calcutta, now Kolkata, as their commercial capital, launching highly profitable trade operations. However, British control over Bengal solidified in 1757 after the Battle of Plassey and in 1764 after the Battle of Buxar, which led to the defeat of the Mughals and allowed the British to take over the province entirely. Following the defeat of Nawab Siraj-ud-Daulah in 1757, the British looted Bengal extensively. The British profited so much from Bengal that when Robert Clive returned to Britain, it took several days to unload the treasure from the ships. This wealth was then used to establish textile industries in Britain. Kolkata replaced Delhi as India's trade capital, and the British began exploiting Bengal's resources. They imposed heavy custom duties on Bengali textiles to ensure that Indian goods could not compete internationally, thus ruining Bengal's local industries. During British rule, Bengal experienced 2 major famines. One in 1770 due to a failed monsoon, and another in 1943, which claimed the lives of millions due to British exploitation and diversion of resources to World War II efforts. In 1947, Bengal was divided based on religious lines, with Hindu-majority areas becoming part of India and Muslim-majority areas forming East Bengal, which later became East Pakistan. But in 1971, East Pakistan seceded from Pakistan to form the independent nation of Bangladesh. Even after independence, Bangladesh remained strategically positioned between South and Southeast Asia. It serves as a crucial link for regional cooperation, whether through ASEAN or SARC. For both India and China, Bangladesh is of immense importance. India's primary geographic vulnerability lies in the Siliguri corridor, often called the Chicken's Neck, which is just 24 kilometers wide and connects India to its 7 northeastern states. These states, known as the Seven Sisters, share the longest border with Bangladesh. Additionally, India's longest international border isn't with China but with Bangladesh, making friendly relations with Bangladesh vital for India's strategic and economic interests. Meanwhile, China considers Bangladesh a key component of its Maritime Silk Road strategy. Currently, China's trade passes through the Strait of Malacca, but by using Bangladesh as a direct route to the Bay of Bengal, China could bypass this narrow strait. This would provide China with easier access to the Indian Ocean. China has already offered Bangladesh significant financial aid to develop its river system and is constructing a naval port at Cox's Bazar, which is set to be completed soon. This port will serve as a docking station for Chinese submarines and warships. Interestingly, just 9 kilometers away from Cox's Bazar beach lies a small island called St. Martin's Island. Although it is under Bangladeshi control, Myanmar used to claim it until 2012, when the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea ruled in favor of Bangladesh. Recently, former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina claimed that the US tried to influence her government's downfall because she refused to allow them to establish a military base on St. Martin's Island. A US base here would allow America to monitor Chinese activities in the Bay of Bengal. As Bangladesh prepares for a new government, the world is watching closely to see which country it will lean toward. Bangladesh's fertile land, abundant resources, and strategic position give it untapped potential, but only a committed leadership can fully unlock this potential. Let's hope that Bangladesh's situation improves soon and that it can fully utilize its untapped resources.